What's up, everybody? Friday night hangout. We're only 7 minutes late, so we're doing pretty good, making a pretty good time. Was actually hanging out with the members stream, Hungry Dogs tier and higher, so a little bit late, but we got things to give away tonight. You guys are probably aware of that somewhat. I'm seeing some of the comments. Eagle 1, we're not going to do how many kids I have or how old they are. It will be some trivia, so, it might be good for some of you, some of those not. Dylan said, there goes my chances. Tracy Ann, go Birds. What's up? CMV Eagles. Some Black Ninja. Chico Pimentel, Donnie 4. It's Our Time Philly. David Cornelius. And also J7 mentioned that they're in Europe, not going to be able to hang out, but curious that they're still in for the A.J. Brown jersey giveaway. Yes, you are. You don't have to be present to win the A.J. Brown jersey giveaway. We're going to spin for that. But we got some Eagles tickets to give away because unfortunately, and this is shocking, I'm going to double check just one more time to make sure. Yeah, Doug Simmons was the winner initially on that spin and did not contact me after a week. So unfortunately, Doug, if you see this later, the tickets are no longer going to be here. So whoever is on the live stream, Brandon Green asking if we gave away the tickets yet. We did not. It'll be trivia. You may hear in the background, I've got a 2-year-old who's a little bit fussy and crying, but we're okay. But yes, we're going to give away the tickets. We might wait 10 or 15 minutes. Just let people kind of roll in here, make sure that it's as much of a possible fair chance and everything else. Serenity asks, hope all is well with you and the family. I appreciate it. Yes, we're doing well. It's just, 2-year-old crying about just, big emotions. But yes, we will get into other topics. Obviously, OTAs, week 2, voluntary sessions still. A lot of different topics. Devontae Smith, John Ross, he looked good. So other Eagles talk and chat and everything else as well. But I'm going to do the giveaways for the Eagles tickets, like I said, here in about 10 or 15 minutes. And we will also there's a giveaway for Devontae Smith softball charity event. So we got 2 tickets to give away there, which are also, I don't know. The best way that I can figure it is doing some sort of trivia. So we'll see how this goes. But that's where it is. Dylan, your kid is how I feel about Eagles season not being here yet. Yeah, okay, so that's actually a pretty good one. The way the crying is, that's me too. I think a lot of fans are in that boat. The fact that it is just taking a while, or it feels more so because we've seen like glimpses and highlights and everything else, and I think it gives everyone hyped. But that's where we're at. D. Williams, what's up? Says, do you feel Isaiah Rodgers should start if he's already doing good against AJ? Maybe. I don't know. I do like the fact that he's doing good. I think everyone does that against AJ, but it's early and it's 7-on-7s. They did some 11-on-11s. It's without pads. I don't know. It's like you just take everything with a little bit of a grain of salt. Not to discredit Isaiah Rodgers, but I will say like he's got a legit chance to start. Quinyon Mitchell will get a look. He'll start getting first team reps. You like what you got in a first round draft pick in him, but it's a great problem to have. You have the extra depth, so we'll see. I'm excited about it. Chris, unfortunately, no. A Game Pass on Xbox? I don't know. Unfortunately, that's not the giveaway. I appreciate the ask. Jeremy Lee, Fly Eagles Fly. Robert Coleman, Bird Gang in the house. Devontae says, may the best Eagle fan win, which is me. Good luck to everyone. We will say that. Jerry, appreciate it. You and Tom's best Eagles news. Justin, what's up, man? We were hanging out in the member stream, so that was good to actually see face-to-face or get to meet face-to-face. But it says, if Bradberry does get cut, who starts outside across from Slay? Would it be Q or Rodgers or even Ringo? That's honestly one of the most exciting battles, I think, from camp. Now, I'm not sure that I'm feeling like Keely Ringo is going to be the guy. I feel great about him. Let's just say that. Long term, Keely Ringo is in the Eagles' plans. But for this season, I feel like it's going to be either Q or it's going to be Rodgers. Be one of the two. It's going to be a fascinating battle, though. Camden says should just go ahead and give it to you. I mean, we got to be fair. Come on. I would love to just go ahead and give away like 100 of these things, but we're not quite at that level yet. We can't really do that. Jared Ziegler, what's up? Says good evening. Brandon Green, have you figured out if you're going to give away the light? Yes, I will do another one eventually. I gave one away draft night, but It will happen. Here's what I'm thinking. In my head, I'm thinking that we'll do one maybe on like a training camp. Once training camp comes around, we'll give away another light because those are expensive and why not? Fitness Warrior, what's up, man? Said did miss the video conference. Had a school to do a school project. No worries. Work before play, as they say. It's kind of tough though on a Friday night. Hopefully you got it all done though. Morgan Miskell, what's up, Josh? Bird Gang, how we doing tonight? We're doing well. Blessed. Talking Eagles. Giving away some stuff. Brandon Green liking Ringo. Eagle One member stream. I feel left out. I did post it. I'm not sure. I mean, it's the Hungry Dogs tier and higher, but I posted it on the community page. Just try to look through and, try to see it beforehand. It's the last Friday of every month, and I post the link to the Zoom call. It's usually 7:30 p.m. Eastern, last Friday of the month, every single month, and there's the member stream. J7, hey, just checking before I close my eyes. Thanks for responding, bro. Okay, cool. No worries. Appreciate the like, too. Yes. If you win, I will post it, by the way. The people that win the A.J. Brown jersey, whoever it is, I'll post it to the community page. There'll be a recap, or you can just come back to the video and quickly swipe through to see where I'm actually drawing for it. So, CMV, we're not... I don't know who wants an Eagles jersey. That would be tainted. An Eagles jersey signed by Thomas and Josh giveaway? Why on earth would anyone want that? Shaq A, how do you become a member? Western Trejo, okay, that's shocking to me, quite honestly. Like, I don't know why you would want that, but Western Trejo says I'd be all for that signed jersey. I mean, who knows? Maybe. Shaq A, I missed the comment of how do you become a member. There should be, you see down there, join. You should be able to just click that. Sometimes it doesn't show up. I've had some issues before, but you should be able to just click that. I've got a link. I believe this still works, so I can post it here in the live chat if you want. That should take you to the member page of signing up for one. So we'll see if it works. Hopefully it does. Devontae says, Philly special night lives are always the best. Feels like I'm chopping it up with the fellas. Good. That's the goal. It's kind of just a hangout, talk about whatever, get people's thoughts, opinions, variety of news, things going on in Philly for the Birds, all the other stuff there. Western Trejo says, I got an A.J. Brown jersey. So basically, okay, that's fair enough. If you've got one, would be even cooler. No offense if A.J. Brown signed it. Yes, it would be. Well, yeah, I can understand that. A.J. Brown signing it, that'd be fantastic. But not a jersey. Maybe I misread it, but I felt like someone was saying signed by me and Thomas. Like, yeah, a signed jersey by the player themselves, that'd be great. If someone does win and you have an A.J. Brown jersey, I'll swap it out. You guys know I'm good for it. I'll swap it out. You can get whatever you want. Usually these things turn into whatever jersey you want anyway. So, Random says, dude, love your channel. Really appreciate you keeping me updated with the Birds. Appreciate you, man. Hope you're having a good Friday night and a good weekend up ahead. Ryan, can you link the A.J. Brown jersey giveaway video? I forgot if I commented or not. Sure. I will. 1 second. Let me link that. We're going to do that one last, by the way, but A.J. Brown. There's the A.J. Brown video for the giveaway. You go to that link and type in AJ, and then come back. Nate, you should have signed those t-shirts. Honestly. Let's see. Ace Flame, I'm very optimistic about the defense this year. Just a feeling. Marina saying Rodgers will start opposite Slay with Maddox or Hall in the slot. It is interesting, too, because Tyler Hall got the reps at slot, and Avonte Maddox moved to safety. So get a different look. Now, understandably, C.J. Gardner-Johnson was not at OTAs this past media session, so, Thus, the reason Avonte Maddox is moving in there. But you see the versatility that Fangio's considering with Avonte Maddox, and it gives Tyler Hall a chance to prove, maybe he's worth moving there to the slot. I don't know. Lots of guys, great depth as we talked about. So Black Ninja says Rodgers is going to be the starting slot corner. I'm really not sure that that's going to happen. Fitness Warrior was also asking about, does James Bradberry be gone tomorrow because of the June 1 cut? Eagle 1, he'll be gone 1 minute after midnight. Maybe. I doubt that it's that early, but Marty, let's go. Welcome to the Let's Run It. I missed that, but congrats on the membership tier. Appreciate you joining. That's a funnier comment, too, that I missed. Joel, a Rager jersey signed by Aguilar. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, who wants that? Are we going to give that away? D was asking about feel about Nolan Smith and Jordan Davis. I'm excited. I am, y'all know how I feel about Nolan Smith. But the fact that he's bulked up, he's heavier, he's going to be 245, somewhere in that range. Could be even more than that, honestly. I'm not calling for 10-plus sacks, but I think 6 to 7 sacks is really realistic. On this defense with Fangio, how he's going to get used, rotational piece comes in, situationally get some pass rush in there. I think he'd certainly get it. 6 to 7 sacks. Camden is also asking about the jersey. Is it midnight green or color of your choosing? It's color of your choosing. Whatever you want. Whoever wins, you choose it. Your pick. Also, Austin Harris, let's go. Hungry Dogs tier. Welcome. Appreciate it, dude. Also, again, you'll have the link this next month. It's crazy that we're going to be in June. But yes, we'll have the live stream, what is that date? What's the last Friday of June? The 28th? There you go. June 28th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. If you want to go ahead and mark it on your calendar. But I will send out the Zoom link well before that, but Hungry Dogs tier and higher. It's a hangout, talk Eagles. There's a lot more that, naturally come on during the season, but this past one we had, 5 people, 6 people, something like that. So, yeah, it's good. It's in the off season, And as I've mentioned, too, members get every month of membership, you get that many entries during the season because we're going to give away a ton of tickets. Last year was 6 games, 12 tickets in total. The goal would be to, definitely surpass that, but the goal is probably if we can double that. I don't know if that's crazy. That may be too much, but we're going to try. Brandon Greenseed and Milton Williams getting 7 sacks. If he's got 7 sacks, we're doing something right. I'm not putting it past him. I don't think that's impossible, but 7 sacks would be pretty strong for Milton Williams. But he's got to prove something, too. Contract year. Does he get something else? Oh, Austin saying, I always love supporting your stuff, man. Didn't realize I wasn't even a member. All good. It's not necessary, but I really appreciate the support. Frank from Philly, I see you. I hear you. I know you pay for your membership, but again, members get the special access during the season too to those giveaways. So we have some throughout the off season, everything else, but the consistent ticket giveaways during the season are for the members. So just I appreciate you. And there is the extra incentive. Noah Tabor says, love the vids. Also, Nolan Smith over 7 sacks. All right. I love that. Charles says, what's up, family? Just want to say hello. Wish everyone a fantastic weekend. I'm hanging out with my mom here in San Antonio before she flies back to Philly tomorrow. Be safe, Josh. I appreciate that. And enjoyed the member stream as well. So, safe trip to your mom. Hope you all have a great weekend as well. And I agree with Devontae. Says, as long as our defense is top 15, I'm fine with it, but the offense needs to be top 3. They should be. If they're not top 3, we're doing something wrong. Kellen Moore, all the pieces that you have. We were talking about this in the member stream, but it's like, where on earth do you rank this team on paper, right? Because that's all we have to go off of this time of year. But this team on paper has to be top 2. Number 1, like, I don't know how much further you could go down. At 3 at worst, at absolute worst, this team on paper is top 3. Because to your point, if you're a top 15 defense, if you're an average, let's put you the middle pack, let's put you at 15 to 16. If you're there in defensive numbers, this team is going to the Super Bowl. There's just no doubt in my mind. There's way too much on the offensive side of the football. You could argue, you don't want to be like one-dimensional or having to lean on one side too much more than the other. But I think that it'll be, the later we get into the season, it'll balance itself out. So if early on, there's going to be growing pains on both sides, but if early on the offense is a little bit more efficient than the defense, and they're having to grow into it because they're a younger defense, they're proving themselves, they're learning Fangio's system and scheme, and you don't have as many proven pieces just in general. But by the time you make it to the end of the season, then you've got the complementary football. Let's see. Make sure people are asking, how do I get in on the giveaway? So Doug and Renzo's asking, did Doug claim the tickets? Doug has not, unfortunately for Doug. Doug, I apologize. I don't know why you did not claim the tickets, but I'm sorry, man. Hopefully everything's okay. And this has happened one other time, and it's surprising whenever it does that someone, maybe they commented and then they just forgot to come back and check, or they didn't look at the community page, or they didn't follow up to a message that I sent them. I don't know, but he had a week, so Doug did not claim them, and we're going to do a trivia to give away the tickets. Because if Iron Mike's saying just instant claim or keep spinning, that may take forever. There's 2,400 entries, and there's like 150 people on this stream. That could take all night. So I'm going to do trivia instead, and the first correct answer will get the tickets. Feels like that's a much easier, quicker way to do it. So be prepared. And we're going to do that here in like 2 or 3 minutes. So everyone on this stream right now is going to get a chance. Which, by the way, making sure. So that will be for the 2 Eagles tickets to any regular season game, home or away, whatever you want. Shorty's dad's already going to go ahead and answer. The answer is Randall Cunningham. True or false? Yeah, let's just go ahead with one of those. No, it's obviously going to be a fill in the blank because this is going to be, there you go. People are going to start throwing out names already. Good for you. That's not exactly how this thing works, but we'll do this thing here in a second. But like I said, 2 Eagles regular season tickets, any game of your choice. It could be home or away. We're not doing my favorite color. And then also we're going to do Devontae Smith's celebrity softball game, which is the June 29th game in Allentown. So that'll be after. I know it's not as big of a deal as the regular season, but still, like, you're actually there getting to see the players. They've got meet and greets, autographs. Still fun. We got 2 tickets for that. CMB says Dallas sucks is the only accepted answer to the trivia. Maybe so. DKT, what's up, man? About to give away some tickets. Little Eagles trivia to the group, to the 151 here. And someone's going to walk away with some Eagles tickets of your choice, whichever game you want to go to. All right, let's get this thing set up. Everybody ready? I'm going to do this, then we'll jump back into some OTA talk and hangout and everything else, and then I will spin the because I can do the comment picker for the AJ Brown jersey. So for those that did the comments for AJ, you're still able to win that. You don't have to be present on this stream to actually win those. I will post that to the community page. Roji's asking what the question is. I'm about to give it to you. Philly Firefly, evening Josh, what's up? Eagles is the answer from McChee Collectors. I love the guesses early. This is... Look, you got to know that I picked something that's going to be somewhat like out there. It's not the easiest guess. Someone may have it off the top of their head, but you might have to Google it, which is totally acceptable. You could do whatever you need to do. Fanny, what's up? From Dayton, Ohio. No, Shorty's dad says no Googling, you cheaters. I mean, yeah, how are we going to possibly patrol that? Matt Jones, I appreciate it. Tremendous show. Only I'm allowed to Google is for Shorty's dad. There you go. That seems fair. Bad Gamer, what's up? Jamar Davis, how do we get the AJ Brown jersey? Just enter AJ in the other video that I posted here. I'll do it one more time. King Josh says you got to pick a fellow Josh, of course. Bro, I it's appreciate the support. You got a great name, but I cannot do that. Banks, you have the best Eagles content. I appreciate that. Now, here's the problem. I'm feeling like you're genuine, but at the same time, I'm literally about to give away 2 Eagles tickets, and I'm starting to get a lot of people that are saying like, "Hey, man, love the show." I totally appreciate all that, but I'm just curious of how much of this is trying to get a little extra in on the tickets. There's no like, this is all fair. There's no favoritism, unfortunately. Google police open up, says Jason Duffy. Yeah, if you wanted the AJ Brown or chance at the AJ Brown jersey, click that link, type in AJ. You'll go to a different video, but type in AJ in the comments, and then you can come on back. Or you could just wait. You could just like save that and hang on, because we're literally a minute away, and I'm going to ask the question for the Eagles tickets. And then we're going to see who gets it. Contact me. I will get you those tickets and whatever game you want. Some of these arguments are pretty impressive. I like that. AV says, last time I won tickets, we won the bowl. You know what to do. It does feel that way. Tabor Tots. All right, let me make sure. Let me see if I got the Venmo payment from you. Oh, my gosh. Give to me. No, it's not AJ on this video, but I can appreciate the comments starting to come in, too. Oh my gosh. Some of these comments, seriously. Okay, I think we're ready. We've got the okay. No, the answer is not 42. All right, I'm gonna ask this question here. No one is on delay. No one's on, or I guess everyone's on the same delay, but no one's being hit with ads or anything like that. So we've turned off the ads. We've made sure that it's fair. You won't get cut off. It'd actually be kind of funny, but it'd be cruel if in the middle of me asking this question, you got hit with an ad. So we turned them off. You won't see those. But here we go. Question is, so the Eagles are playing a game in Brazil. International game. The Eagles have only played one other international regular season game. Which was in, well, shouldn't even say that. But the only other one that they did. Who was the leading rusher in the other international regular season game for the Eagles? First and last name. First and last name. Need someone to answer that. Whoever it is, first one to get it right will win the 2 Eagles tickets of their choice. So feel free. Who is the leading rusher? Yeah, I've got for the Eagles. Leading rusher for the Eagles. I saw a Leonard Fournette. That's not a Tabor Tots. You got the correct team. We were playing the Jaguars. That's true. Yeah, I felt like most people would remember that. Seems like Jaguars are always in London. Matt Jones is saying Jay Ajayi. Nope. Morgan saying Shady. Eagles won Deuce Staley in 2018. I don't think so. There you go. Hey, I found it. I think I see the first one. Who is that? It is Andrew R. Congrats, bro. You're the first one. Josh Adams. First comment here, and everybody can track it naturally, so that's the reason that we did that. But Josh Adams is the correct answer. So, bro, you've won 2 Eagles tickets of your choice. Make sure and, contact me if you don't mind. And we'll double check, make sure. But Andrew R., that is the first one. Again, Quick Fingers DKT was literally right behind. Second there. So congrats to you. The Philly Special Show at gmail.com. Send me a screenshot, watching the stream, so that I can see your profile picture here and everything and info and all that, just to double check and verify. I don't want, anybody stealing that, but it should be legit here. But yeah, email me. I'll throw it here in the chat as well. DKT said I got robbed. I'm sorry, bro. You were so close. You're literally right after that. Matt, I appreciate that you liked the question. Yes. Unfortunately, I know that not everybody could win. I wish I could do it for more, but there's others that did get the answer. But as you can see, you can scroll up if you want official verification. Andrew was the first correct answer. So that's what we had to roll with for this one. Because, again, Doug is the reason for this, first off. Doug had previously won and did not claim the tickets in time. So, Mick G. Collector said, did bro look it up? I am curious. You can, if you feel like telling the truth, Andrew, did you look it up or did you know that off the top of your head? It doesn't change. I mean, you still won. I don't care if someone Googled it, but I'm curious if you knew that or you just looked it up. Avi says, thanks, Josh. You're the man. I appreciate it. See, I had to go with a trivia question that also had Josh in the name. Okay, Andrew says Google. I appreciate the honesty, but again, you still win. There's nothing against that. But yeah, hit me up on the email. Let me make sure. And then we'll get the tickets out to you, whatever game. You don't have to tell. I mean, if you know already, you can. But if you don't know yet, you've got, a little bit of time. I gave Doug a full week to even claim the tickets, but Weedosaurus says, Andrew, how much for the tickets? Already going ahead and trying to take those back. That's great. He's saying, got to take my son. There you go. Yeah, don't be selling those. Ernie, what's up, man? You did not miss anything. Okay, I appreciate it. No worries. I saw sending the email now. Yeah, we just gave away the two Eagles tickets. And John Amos says, pick a winner. It felt like this was the most fair way to do it. I don't know. Vincent's saying a congrats to Andrew. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so as Andrew is emailing me, again, there's other giveaways. So we got the Devontae Smith Celebrity Softball Tournament. Let me see if I can throw up a graphic here just to make sure and... Yeah, here we go. There it is. The Devontae Smith Celebrity Softball Game in Allentown, June 29th. Gates open at 11 a.m. Feels like I read that as a ad or commercial. But that's what we're going to give away. So we have 2 tickets for that game. If you're interested in it, feel free to comment on this next trivia question, because I'm going to give away 2 tickets. It'll be the same type of format. As soon as someone answers, then it's theirs. But sweet, Andrew, I got the email. We're good to go. I'll respond back after this stream, and you'll eventually get a response. But while we're in the middle of this, but heck yeah, got it. And congrats again. CMV says, all in all, great question, by the way, on the Josh Adams. So I appreciate it. Okay, so yes, we will give away these tickets now for the Devontae Smith Celebrity Softball game. Again, June 29th. So I'm going to, same deal, read the question, first one to answer, and McG Collectors can't go on. I'm on vacation. I apologize. Oh, I see. Okay. That's cool. John M says, I meant, Andrew, pick a game we win. Basically bring the good vibes. There you go. Okay. I totally misread that. So Davey says, Josh, you're on the road to 100K. Hopefully that is the goal. We can get to 100K at some point. So in that direction, if you haven't liked or subscribed, it's much appreciated, not required. You can still hang out here and try to win these tickets. But here you go. Devontae Smith tickets. The question is, and then we'll get to other. Yeah, I see Philly Fireflies, thoughts on Jordan Davis' new look, positive attitude. Yes, we're going to talk birds. I just had to get these giveaways out of the way, especially ones that require trivia. So, Devontae Smith tickets. On that note, with Smitty, the most TDs, most touchdowns that Smitty's ever had in a game is 2. And he's done that twice. Once versus Dallas. Who was the other team? He's had 2 touchdowns in one game. Only done it twice in his career. Once was Dallas. Who was that other team? Need the answer. Whoever gets that first will get the tickets. And, please only answer if you're actually going to go to the game. But, whoever answers first. Let's see where this goes. There it is. DKT. You got it, bro. You got it. I see the Denver. Denver from DKT. It was Denver. There you go. And I see some others. Yes, again, it was the first one to answer, so that was super, super quick. Congrats. You have won the Devontae Smith tickets. Should be 2 tickets to that game. Shoot me an email as well, and then I'll get the contact info, if you don't mind. Screenshot all the normal stuff that I just said to Andrew as well. But you may have been barely behind on the other one, but you got this one. So Smitty tickets, congratulations. Just for the record, I am curious. This one feels like less of a needing to Google it, but in the spirit of honesty, did you Google that, or did you know it off the top of your head? And if you want to play the 5th, you can too. You don't have to actually share that, but I'm curious. And yes, again, just shoot me an email. I'll post it here again, but DKT, just shoot me an email there, and then I'll confirm. Fanny, can I get a participation prize? I'm just going to say, off the dome. There we go. Love that. Okay. Most people, I felt like a decent amount could, but I can appreciate that. Fanny, the participation prize. Unfortunately, I do not believe in participation trophies, so I don't know if some people do. It's one of those things that I'm not for, but I can appreciate the ask. Saying that with a little bit of sarcasm, obviously, too, but I can appreciate that. Oh, Tabor Tots. That's a good good question. The real question is, did you, Josh, have to Google these, or did you know them? So I did actually have to Google them because I had to frame up the question, I suppose. But yeah, if because I was curious on how many games there were, and then also which ones I got to choose the answer. But definitely on the Josh Adams one. Let's just say that there's no way I could have told you who was the who was the rushing leader in that one. Dylan saying I can't even remember an artist's name of a song. There's no way I could even remember that. Yeah, that's me. We've talked about that one before, but the song names, I can't do that by any means at all. Fly Park said, "Yes, see, now we're gonna get on this whole participation trophy. It was a joke, but now there's I get the whole people having thoughts on that one." Banks, ask another question, bro. Not going. Devontae Josh getting a home run in that Smitty softball tournament. I can see it. That would be awesome. Yeah. I don't know that we're trying to see if it can get like media passes, and that's been thrown out there as a possibility. But we'll see. Oh my gosh. DKT, bro. Seriously, I'm seeing this late. Sorry, I was going through. Bro, I appreciate it. You can't go. I said don't answer that question. Okay, well, now we go to the next person. If they're still here, this is going to make it really, really difficult. All right, hold on. Sit tight. I'm going to go back up here to the comments and see who is next. Who is the next person to say, let's see. Yeah, sorry. I know I was late. I was responding to other comments, but I see that now. I thought y'all were trolling for a second. All right. Let's see. Okay, it's Dr. Bill. Dr. Bill MD. That was the next one. I know that's the whole point. It's like, why did they answer? But Dr. Bill, if you can you go? Let me just make sure first before, because we're going to have to keep doing this. I appreciate everyone else double checking and helping to determine who the winner was. You're good, TKT. No worries, bro. Oh, I was just curious, like, okay, can actually someone, but we'll see. Can Dr. Bill go now? Because Dr. Bill answered and got it correctly. Doctor, we're waiting on a response. I got the no way hold up and then the woo, but can you go? We're still waiting. It's everyone's curious. And then I'd like to move on. Like, this is cool, but then I'd like to move on and we'll start talking Eagles and everything else. I just had to get these somewhere. Changing my name to Dr. Eagles. Cool. Okay, yes, you can go. Sweet. All right. Then you know the drill, but I'll put this in here again. Dr. Bill's working on a patient right now. Well, I appreciate that Dr. Bill is streaming while also doing that. That might be terrifying if I was a patient, but I don't know exactly what practice that he's in. So maybe it's not as cumbersome. But yes, Dr. Bill, appreciate that. I'm glad that you could go. Email me there, screenshot, make sure it's your info and everything else, and then I can get you the tickets and everything else. So there you go. Congratulations to Andrew on the ticket giveaways to the Eagles game, and Dr. Bill to the Devontae Smith softball charity event. So, all right. With that being said, we're going to get into some Eagles talk. Shorty said I should win for the funniest comment. It made me laugh. I'm not going to lie. Those were pretty good. There is the giveaway as well for the AJ Brown jersey, but that's going to be a little bit later because we've been holding this up for a lot of giveaways at this point. So let's talk Eagles hangout. You don't have to be present to win the AJ Brown. As long as you got in on the giveaway, you commented AJ on that past video. The Isaiah Rodgers made a statement at OTAs one, the hour-long video that we had. Then you're in. You don't have to be present. I'll post it to the community page. I'll message you. I'll reach out. Just make sure you're keeping on top of your notifications, and then you'll be good. Yeah, is he an actual doctor? That's a good question. Who knows? Eagle One, appreciate it, man. We'll see you. All right. But we will talk Eagles here now that we've gotten a couple of those giveaways out of the way. All right. Speaking of, because we did the Smitty giveaway, the Smitty contract looks incredible. We already knew that, but it looks even better. You got the Jalen Waddle contract. Dude got 84.75 million, something like that, and then 75 million guaranteed. And Smitty's was the same years, 3 years extension, but 75 million and only 51 million guaranteed. So, you talk about the get the deal done first, and it helps you with the market and everything else. Howie Roseman being the thermostat and just setting the tone for the rest of the league is phenomenal. And then it also hurts Dallas, which is kind of the extra emphasis, the part that we really love. But yes, the fact that, Smitty talked about being here, wouldn't want to be on any other team. The A.J. Brown contract, heck, Tyreek Hill needs another contract to pay for his 21 other children or however many it is. But the fact that, it's just going to continue to increase. And we've seen this, right? Like Jalen Hurts, highest paid quarterback for, 3 days, 5 days, whatever it was. And then all of a sudden, it's just leapfrog one after the other. Howie Roseman not being afraid to do that. Jeffrey Lurie not being afraid to open up the checkbook and saying, here you go, especially paying a lot of things up in terms of signing bonus. It's just completely different. And yeah, Donnie's saying Cowboys going to break the bank to pay CeeDee and for Micah Parsons if they can, and Dak Prescott with the extension. McG Collectors, why on earth would I pin that comment? Just Josh pinned this comment, that one there. But yes, Waddle with his 5th year, I believe so. But they just went ahead again. It's you look at the total guarantee. Some of these comments for the giveaways, I'm still seeing this. It just, we're literally unbelievable. And we've seen and known the years of not having receivers or not having, constant, consistent threats. But if AJ Brown, Devontae Smith locked up for what you do and the deals that you got them on, like when Justin Jefferson signs, who knows when it'll be? Mike Florio thinks it's in 2 days, 2 or 3 days. Maybe it is. Could be longer. There's been lots of speculation like that for a while. But when he signs, he's going to reset the market, and then Tyreek Hill's going to be trying to be close, if not resetting the market. CeeDee Lamb's going to push for that. It's just, again, it's the agent and the negotiations, and here's where the market is. The cap has increased. You're going to ask for more of the pie. It's just, you just can't say enough about Howie Roseman, the way that he gets contracts done, the negotiations beforehand, paying players when they deserve it, but also not wasting any time. Let's get this thing done. Let's work it out before the market gets reset, and we have others that are leading and setting the example. So, and you even think about Amon-Ra St. Brown too, right? There's been lots of contract extensions that have changed the dynamic. It's only going to look better. Yeah, Cowboys is going to be in cap hell. I feel like they're already in that situation. I think I saw someone asking about when do you and Mr. 0.0% stream. We actually should have another video dropping maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. It's usually on the weekends, but we're working for it. So just be on the lookout. We'll say that. Luke's question, will Will Shipley take the running back 2 spot over Kenny Gainwell? I don't know. Sorry, I missed that one earlier too, but I'm just getting to it. I think he's got a chance later on in the year, but I'd be kind of surprised if he does by the start of the season. I think that Kenny's going to get the first crack at it. Just the rookie situation, getting adjusted to the speed of the game, learning the offense, all the other stuff. Like, I doubt that Kenny Gainwell is going to be able to do enough or too little, and that Will Shipley's able to do enough to say, oh, hey, yeah, you're our RB2. Especially the way Nick feels about Kenny G. I know it's Kellen Moore's offense, but I just kind of thinking that's your RB2 to start. Now, again, later as the year goes on, who knows? Maybe Will Shipley plays his way into that. Brian Bennett, who is tight end 2? CJ Uzomah. Signed him. It's got to be Uzomah. G-Money says Uzomah. Yes, it feels like that has to be. Anthony mentioning the part about trust. Yeah, it doesn't. Dallas front office is kind of a mess. Austin saying, get reminded every year how amazing our front office can be when everyone is on the same page. Yes. Also, G-Money saying, Ngata reminds me of Avant. Maybe Joseph Ngata. Could he? I saw the Topwater Bob, Cortland Sutton rumors. I did see that. It's Bleacher Report. Jordan Schultz, I think he's Bleacher Report, right? I mean, like, he has good reports there, but it wasn't from him. So let's first off say that. But then it depends on where you're getting. If it's from Schultz, I take it with a little bit more. But a lot of those articles are, rumor, speculation. It's in the middle of the offseason. There's not much to talk about. So, hey, here's the Eagles should consider this. This person is linked to the Birds. It's maybe an option they should trade for. Realistically, I don't know. It feels much less likely, especially looking at John Ross, because, hey, y'all know this, a lot of the people, OGs, have been watching this for a while and certainly hanging out on the live stream, but I didn't really like the idea of Devontae Parker. Not sure that I was sold on John Ross. I'm coming around. I'm not totally sold on it, but he looked pretty good, and he had the right mindset, the right attitude, different than what we've seen in the past that he talked about in the press conference with the injuries, his head not really fully being either committed in the game or just kind of having that confidence going into it. So, much like with a lot of other things in life, you take a step away from something, you don't have it, or you lose it, you realize how much it meant to you, you get refocused, rededicate yourself to it, and all of a sudden he's back. I mean, the fact that he says, and again, it's incredibly early, and they're not in pads, so we'll say it a million times, but just from the drills, you kind of look at it and you say, all right, man, he's pretty impressive. Like, he still looks like he's got that. He still looks like he has that speed. And by the way, Dr. Bill, I appreciate it. I got the email. I'll respond back. I'll get to you later, but I got the email, so we're good. But again, it's early. So with John Ross, like Andrew is questioning, can he catch, though? Who knows? That's a great question. He's been very much all over the place, up and down, more, lackluster efforts or kind of a letdown, especially for a guy who was picked number 9 overall. I mean, literally, like Patrick Mahomes was taken one guy after John Ross. So you want to see the career trajectory. What did John Ross do, and what does Patrick Mahomes do? Now, again, you could do that with lots of other players. I get that. But not even lived up to, anywhere close of the expectations or thoughts of a top 10 draft pick. Number 9 overall. Dr. Bill does confirm that he's not a doctor, even though he's impersonating one. It's Dr. Bill, MD. We appreciate that, though. Appreciate the honesty. Anthony saying, I think Ross is this year's sleeper. Maybe so. Again, if he could actually show up, if he's able to play consistently, like he said, or he said the difference is that he feels like he's faster consistently, not just in general speed. He didn't say that he could run a 4.15, but he's faster consistently, meaning every single day he can bring that dynamic ability, able to burn the defense. So I don't know. Like, I'm still cautious on that one because, like we've all seen with Quez, and speed is not always the answer. And yes, to the point of can he catch? I don't know. He suffers some drops. He's had some fumble issues. He's had some just not being there. But if he's a different guy, if his mindset has shifted, his mental toughness has gotten stronger, that part of his game has developed, then maybe so. Maybe he is your option because you're not asking a lot from him. He's a backup to AJ. He's a backup to Smitty. He'll be on the outside, or at least he's played it. That would be the assumption, as they would be there. But at best case scenario, I mean, what are we asking for? You're asking for John Ross to have what's a successful season for John Ross? If John Ross has 30 catches, I mean, that's probably too high, honestly. I mean, we're assuming and hoping that, all of our guys stay healthy, but as a wide receiver 4, 20 catches, I don't know, 20 catches, 300 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, whatever it is. I think that'd be successful, and maybe he can get it. I don't know, but at least it's the depth right there. So we'll see, but he did say the right things. So Shorty's dad asking how long this channel been alive for. It has been a little over a year. Crazy to believe that. The time flies when you're having fun, as they say. So it has been, I think, like a year and 2 months, something like that. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but let's see. I think I missed. Oh, yes. The question back to, is Simmons still available? Yes, technically, if you want a safety. Justin Simmons' value continues to go down. Big G Collectors, Parris Campbell for wide receiver 3. I believe that will happen. As of right now, I think so. That's where I would be leaning toward. Let's see here. I think I missed a question earlier. Oh, there you go. Fitness Warrior. Josh, you worried about the interceptions in camp for the QBs, or you're excited that our defense is making plays on the ball? Yeah, I mean, I've seen it a couple different times, and certainly whenever I was talking about it, I threw some shade at Kenny Pickett and, the Uncle Rico analogy in the last video. I think that I'm more... Both of those, it's tempering expectations, but I would say I'm more positive about the fact that the corners or just the defense, I guess, in general, are creating turnovers than I am quarterbacks turning the ball over. Now, if we were, if we were getting, even in training camp is not as big of a deal, but it means a little bit more. If we were into training camp, or certainly if we're into, like some preseason action and we're seeing some terrible throws or some just really bad decisions, then I would be concerned. But as of right now, I'm kind of like, who knows how much of the actual offense they're running? There's technically no pass rush. How much is actual scheme, or is it just some competition? Yes, you're calling a few plays, you're getting some guys to get down the timing, but it's still figuring out some of the receivers. And Jalen has had AJ out there, but he hasn't had Smitty. He's been throwing to Parris Campbell and I guess Ngata and maybe Devontae Parker for a day. So it's limited with some of the guys. Nothing to freak out about. I would say that there's a few comments, not a lot, but there were a few comments that were like, "Oh my gosh, this is a terrible sign." Jalen Hurts threw 2 interceptions. Kenny Pickett threw 1. Tanner McKee threw 1. I just like the fact that you see right now you got guys who are competing, anticipating well on the defense, especially on the middle of the field. Sounds like at least 2, maybe 3 of the interceptions happened over the middle of the field. And if that tells you anything, I mean, my gosh, we never saw that last season. It was middle of the field's wide open, take what you want. Now, again, things change once the pads come on and you actually have the full-blown offenses and the scheme set up there. But, yeah, for right now, it's a positive. It's not a crazy great positive, but it's also not a terrible negative that we should all freak out about because our quarterback has somehow forgotten how to read a defense or can't throw a football really well. It's in between those. So that's where I would go with it. Western Trejo asking, why did we get rid of Julio Jones? Well, I mean, he didn't, like Jason said, Julio didn't really do that much. He was signed for 1 year. and then the contract was up. So, I mean, that's kind of where it's at. And I doubt that they're gonna bring him back in. Let's see here. Oh, let's go, man. Hey, Austin, appreciate the 5. Said a little off topic, but speaking about your year on YouTube, what prompted you to start up the Philly Special channel? It's a good question. Yeah, so I feel like I've maybe mentioned this on, yeah, not a whole lot. I maybe mentioned it once. So yeah, like Thomas and I go way back because we were at Baylor. We covered Baylor together at the student newspaper. So long story short, both Eagles fans connected that way. I was a senior, he was a sophomore, so I graduated. We kind of stayed in contact, just Eagles stuff, texting here and there, and then through, I don't know, it had been 6 years, 7 years, something like that. It just texting every once in a while, and we joked about, hey, we should go to the NFC Championship game if the Eagles make it. Long story short, they did last year, obviously. So we went, and I didn't even know much about YouTube, quite honestly. We both worked in sports media for a time. I worked at ESPN. Thomas worked at, I think, a couple different ones. ESPN in Atlanta, he had a show. So a couple different, but we both worked in that world. And, eventually I got out. Didn't like the travel and nights and weekends and just all the other stuff. And so he was like, hey, man, you should look at starting a YouTube channel. He'd already done that one with, the Chat Sports and his own. And so, yeah, I was like, I don't know much about that, and it seems kind of strange that you'd say I should, start one, but I was like, all right, well, I'll look into it. So started it. It's been awesome, been the biggest blessing because, unlike in the sports media world, they kind of force some narratives on you or what to talk about. You don't get to choose. And especially, the areas that I was at, a lot of coverage was the Cowboys. So I was like, I don't really love, because, you got to bring up different topics. And you got to somewhat try to lean into something or whatever. So I was like, I just don't love that, on top of, again, all the travel and nights and weekends. So yeah, this is great. Started the YouTube channel, get to talk about Eagles. And then, I mean, as this thing's grown, the thing that I enjoy the most is just building the community, like being able to do stuff to impact the community, giving away tickets, showing up to Philly, giving away tickets there, meeting fans, interacting, whatever I could do to just kind of help build that, because I think that, obviously I'm biased, but I think Eagles fans are the best. Like there's a special loyalty, and that I would say objectively, as much as I can be objective, maybe I can't, but still, like in my experience, it's unlike anything else. And so definitely blessed, really enjoyed that. But anyway, hope that was not too long-winded, but I appreciate the 5, Austin, and the support. Jordan so just grabbed a big bag of Bud, gonna light up and listen to some good Eagles chat. I saw that was intended for Trent, but I still, that's pretty good. Yeah, Shorty's at almost hit. I guess it depends on how you mean almost hit 100K, but yes, I'm not complaining. We're almost to 60K, and it's the growth is insane. It's crazy. So that's where we're at. Jordan, also, I did mention that before, but yes, from Ontario, Canada. Let's go. Hope you're doing well and healthy. We are hanging out on a Friday night. Probably going to go, by the way, maybe another 20 or 30 minutes. I got to cut it a little earlier, a little shorter than usual. So just prior engagements and everything else like that, just making sure we're good. But yeah, we'll 20 or 30 minutes, and then I'll probably cut it off. Let me get to, there was one question here, and I think there's another super chat actually that I'll get to. But Donnie 4 asked this earlier. Do you think Howie lets Devin White walk if he balls out? I know he'll be expensive, but I don't want another TJ Edwards situation. It's a very good question. I guess it depends on to what extent he balls out, because there was a point where Devin White was wanting to be the highest paid linebacker. Now, sure, every player is probably going to say that. And if he was, coming off of the Pro Bowl or the All-Pro, he had a little bit of room to say it. And then, naturally some play declined, and he's still looking to get a contract done. But, we all, I think, are aware of how it fell off drastically, and so he didn't get the payment. So, hey, you get a guy for really cheap. But I don't know. If he proves it in one season, it feels like the fact that he's still going to be, 27 years old, I think, by that point. Would a team go out there and try to pay him big money? I don't know. And to what extent is that you're talking about? That is one of the questions. It actually was brought up on the member stream during the Zoom call before this, that it's going to be fascinating to me. I think it's not only with the linebackers, but it's with the pass rushers. There's a lot of guys on the defense. You have guys who have chips on their shoulder with something to prove, but how many of them do you keep? How many do you keep? How many do you let walk? Which ones does that happen with? And, you talk about right there, like a Devin White. If he plays well, he's got one season. Zach Baun, what happens if he plays well? Josh Sweat, restructured 1-year deal. Do you let him walk? If he gets 10 sacks, if he has a great season, what happens there? BG's already gone. You look at your other pass rushers. You look at guys who you're going to have there. Milton Williams, he's got a prove-it contract year or prove-it, this season. But if he all of a sudden plays really well, do you let him walk? What if JD shows up this year too? Like, usually this is the year that Howie would, pay a lot of money and get that extension done. So if he plays that well, does that happen? There's going to be so many. It'll be fascinating next offseason. Now, the hope would be, obviously, we come away from a Super Bowl and then it doesn't matter as much. Yes, it does matter. We want longevity and planning for the future. But you just take care of it as it comes to, I guess. I don't know. There's lots of players that you're just questioning of. How long will they be here? Which ones get a second deal? Which ones do you let walk? I'm with you on hoping that we don't have another TJ Edwards situation. So yes, please, if you found your linebacker and someone who can be solidified at that position, I would argue you pay them. But I don't know. Howie's Howie. And, does he completely about face and course correct and saying like, yes, we will pay for linebacker no matter what if they perform, or does he not? And that'll be one of the big questions next offseason, or really even maybe in the middle of the season as guys are playing well, or maybe guys that are not playing well. Maxwell, appreciate the 2. Says, fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go. Go Birds. Hope you're having a good Friday night, a good weekend plan coming up. And some Black Ninja. Appreciate the 2 as well. Says, do you think Ross makes the team as a returner? No, I don't think as a returner. If he's going to make this team, in my opinion, he's going to be wide receiver 4. He's going to be your backup outside option, because as a returner, kick return, it's most likely going to be, I would guess, very early, but just the assumption and some of the on-field work that they got during OTAs. But I would assume kick return is probably Will Shipley, and I would think Isaiah Rodgers. He's got tons of versatility, but he's done it before, especially the new kick return rules and everything there. So I would think Isaiah Rodgers and Will Shipley. And then for the punt return, take your pick. You have Britton Covey. He could be. He's done it. I would assume that he will get the first chance to win that job or to earn the job. But then you've got Cooper DeJean, who's been getting reps, Ainias Smith. By the way, Ainias Smith was on the field, limited action, but he got on the field the past OTA, so recovering from that shin fracture. He muffed a punt, did some push-ups on the sideline after he muffed it, but he's also out there, so a potential for a punt returner. I just don't see John Ross coming back and being that returner, especially with if you want to argue lack of depth on the outside for that receiver option. I doubt that the Eagles would put him in a position where he might have a chance of getting injured. You say, hey, we got plenty of guys who can return. Let's keep you here for depth. Hopefully we don't have to play you. If we do, like we said, 15 catches, 20 catches at most, and we're good to go. Western Trejo says, I can see Ainias Smith. Possibly so. Austin, I appreciate it too. And Greenwired Highlights says you're inspiring. Frank from Philly, forget the Eagles tickets. I'd rather meet Josh. I appreciate that, but the ARS bench. I'm seeing some of these comments. Again, I get going and late to following up on these, but Let's see. YTS, which rookie do you think will have the best year overall? Chris, I appreciate it too. I see the good show comment, so appreciate that. Which rookie best year overall? That's a good question. You could go by process of elimination, first off. So, like Jalix Hunt, love his potential. I don't think that he sees the field much this year. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., I think that, he could possibly play some. There is some competition, though. Anthony, I did see the comment of Devin White, if he balls out, pause. There's, again, we talked about Will Shipley. I don't think he starts at RB2. The ideal situation is you don't want him, there's no way he's going to start because then that means something terrible happened to Saquon, so he won't hopefully see the field too much. Trevor Keegan, maybe he goes in there, but it's still a little bit up in the air. It probably is just, I'm just trying to think and double check, but it's probably just between Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. So, and if it's between those two, gosh, I don't know. I would have said for sure Quinyon. Because Q and his ability, I would have said first round pick, him going in there. Isaiah Rodgers is not making me totally change that, but there's for sure going to be a competition in my mind to start. And I don't know if where my head's at and where I'm going with this is Avonte Maddox is probably, this is very early, I know, but the speculation is probably going to get that first chance at the slot corner position, but knowing that he gets injured a lot, hopefully he doesn't, hopefully he can stay healthy. I don't know, Cooper DeJean might end up seeing that it's not improbable, or it's not impossible. It might be improbable. It's not impossible that Cooper DeJean sees the field more than Q does. Because if Isaiah Rodgers wins that spot, and then it's Slay and Isaiah Rodgers, and you have Quinyon Mitchell as the backup, and if Avonte Maddox were to go down, and Cooper DeJean needs to start playing the slot, he's also your punt returner. I don't know. It's between those two. If I had to, still as of today, if I had to choose, I would say Q. But I could totally understand. If people want to argue Cooper DeJean, dude's a weapon. He's a football player. He's versatile. So I could totally get that. John Hay, appreciate the two. Said, what's your prediction on how Jalen's season will go? Good question. It is Hurt season. It's always Hurt season. But I think that Jalen is going to be much better, and he'll be better this year, but it's going to be kind of a combo. I think he will take a step, but it's also just the offense, like we've mentioned and talked about a number of times with Kellen Moore. It's going to make defenses have to keep guessing. There's not going to be telegraphed plays. There's not going to be, oh, hey, everyone can tell you what's going to go on. You're not going to watch Monday Night Football and have Christian McCaffrey sitting there going, oh, here's this play. It's about to happen. They're not going to be able to predict everything that takes place in that offense. And I think that's, obviously a good thing. But it's going to keep defenses guessing. Maybe Jalen Hurts getting on the move. You don't even ask him to run necessarily, but just the possible threat of him running, I think will force defenses to kind of keep them honest. Because if you do any play actions, if you do a bootleg, if you do a rollout pass, if you do anything that gets him out of the pocket and puts defenses in a bind where they're like, hey, maybe he's going to take off to run, maybe he's not, I think it just gives you a lot more options. And then obviously, you add in a Saquon Barkley element, all the weapons that you have. So I think he's going to have a really good season. I don't know. He should, let's just say this, right? As much as some haters want to really just go against Jalen Hurts or say that, he's not that good because he's got an all-star team around him. He's got great talent around him. He's got a good offensive line. I see no reason why Jalen Hurts can't win the MVP or certainly up there in, top 3 for the MVP award this season. He's got all the ability in the world. He's got an offensive coordinator, and he has all the talent in front of him too. It's fair if you want to argue, growing pains, first year with OCs sometimes can be a little bit of a struggle. I get that. Maybe there's a little bit of a slow start. But still, the weapons he has around him, it's just, I don't know. I don't know why he couldn't, why he shouldn't. And I've got a lot of high expectation for Jalen for sure because of that. Hero, appreciate the 5-2. Says, just want to say I think you do a great job on your show, especially with this extremely off season. Maybe slow or boring off season, but I think I get the point. Keep it up. Boring Dallas hater from Oklahoma. Let's go. I appreciate that. Means a lot. The support and everything too. We try to, just as much as possible, even though, yes, there's, to your point, not a whole lot going on in the off season. The tidbits, the different news and everything else, just try to keep people up to date as much as possible. And, like I said, grow the community, have a great time. It would be awesome. I don't know if it's possible. I've been just looking schedule-wise and everything else, but I was thinking about a potential of I can't remember who brought this up on the live stream before, so I apologize for not giving credit. But the potential of a get-together for a preseason game, which might be easier for people than, the cost of regular season game and everything else. But I don't know if that can happen this year just based on schedule. But I would love to do something like that. Some sort of get-together, watch party or just, tailgate or whatever. Something at the Linc eventually. And it may be down the line further, but that's the goal, is just continuing to grow the community, hang out, more giveaways and everything else. So Anthony Perry says Isaiah Rodgers is pushing hard, bro. I mean, yeah, he's gonna make it difficult. It's not gonna be just Q, here's your spot, right? You got drafted as a first round draft pick, so it's your job. He's making it very difficult on him. Let's say that. MJS, Jalen's gonna ball. He's the man, period. There you go. Let's see. And make sure I'm not missing another one. Oh, Dylan, I saw your comment. Any news on interviewing with Ainias? Nothing yet. He's the last that I heard, which was a day or two ago. He said he's checking with his camp to see. So, he basically, the way that he phrased it was saying that he's since he's not gotten on the field or very seldom on the field, he didn't know how it would look to get on an interview with the coaches and with the team and staff and everything else. So I totally understand. And I was letting him know, no worries, no pressure. But if and when he's ready to come on, then, we can make that interview happen. So we'll see. I've also reached out to Isaiah Rodgers a couple times, who did say that he's open to doing interviews on YouTube. And then I have yet to hear anything back. So we'll see. That would be really cool as well. We're working on some players. We will get some players. Let's just say that. Ryan Wilson, random question about Sirianni. I don't know if he ever addressed his taunting to the Chiefs. I don't know if... I don't think that he said much besides, the initial presser, way back in the season, which was basically hey, I'm emotional, tempers flare, whatever. I'm not going to shy away from who I am. He did say, later in the year, was it the Giants game, maybe? I think it was the Giants game. Whenever he got a little bit emotional, he says, yeah, sometimes I need to work on that. So it wasn't specifically for that moment. But I don't know. DKT putting money on the books for Hurts for MVP. That's not a bad bet, quite honestly. And, bro, appreciate the 10. Let's go. Said, with AJ, Smitty, and Saquon getting the most of attention for the defense, could we see Dallas Goedert shine more? Maybe first Pro Bowl season if he stays healthy. That's it's an interesting point or an interesting topic to bring up. I don't know. That's I could see the point that you're making there, yes, because if you're a defense, he'll literally be the fourth option that you're accounting for, maybe fifth if you say Jalen Hurts and potential of running. But at the same time, there's only so many mouths to feed, and I just don't know if Jalen. It's almost like the offense would be. It's going to be more dynamic. It's going to be more of Jalen taking what the defense gives him. So sure, we'll see that, but I still don't think because there's just going to be a lot drawn up for AJ. There's going to be a lot drawn up for Smitty, for Saquon. I don't know. Pro Bowl, yes, Pro Bowl could possibly happen. To your point, it's a curious, like, it's twofold. Does he get the amount of targets and receptions, all the other stuff, but then also can he stay healthy? And that's been also another question. I don't know if it's the fact that, like, him and Avonte Maddox are best friends and they both have health issues usually. Like, the hope is that he is able to make it a full season. I don't know. I would, as of right now, I would kind of go back and forth on that. Like, I could make a case and make the argument to say that he does, but then at the same time, it's just one of those strange things. Because even like last year, we were sitting there going like, and I know that the offense was totally different and inefficient and all these other things, but like, where was DG at time? Why was Jalen was not throwing to him? He was open. There were video footage or highlights, of clearly being open that he did not make the throw to him. So, I don't know. It should be different this year, again, in terms of what Jalen's reading. But as of right now, I don't know if he's going to get the volume. He very well could. Very well could. I mean, AJ, you figure if everyone's healthy, AJ's going to get 1,400, 1,500 yards. Smitty's going to get 1,400 yards, whatever. They'll be close to the same, I would imagine. Saquon, probably not as much as, like in years past or like his top years with receiving yards, but he could probably get another, I don't know, you're going to use him as a weapon, I would assume. So 400 yards. Maybe a little bit more than that. Parris Campbell, if he's wide receiver 3, or Ainias Smith, or a combination between those two, another 500-ish. I mean, there you're talking about 3,000 already between those combinations of players, if not a little bit more, like 3,200 even. So maybe Kellen Moore likes to throw, so you could have that argument. There's more passing yards. It would surprise me if Jalen does not top the 4,000 mark. But still, I mean, how many does Dallas Goedert come away with? It's interesting. Oh, let's go. Hey, G-Money says, Jim Steaks open on South Street. They were not whenever I was there. So that's something to know now. I appreciate that. Anthony, that's a good point. Yeah, Saquon forces you to bring down the safeties or go single high, and then what do you do with AJ or Smitty or Dallas Goedert? It is incredibly difficult. Or if you even want to run, your wide receiver 3. Shake Man saying it might be hard, but would love to get Landon Dickerson on here. That'd be great. I would love to. That'd be fantastic. I'm open to the interviews. Let's say it's not for a lack of trying so far, but, understandably, fellas are busy sometimes. I would be Fitness Horse. There you go. See, I was actually going to bring up Nolan, but Fitness Horse says Nolan Smith on his show, or on this show with Josh, would be a movie. That has been for a while. I mean, since Nolan got drafted, that has been one of the ultimate goals, and I've been working towards that. And I say working towards it, it's literally just been, I mean, hopefully not to the level of like spam messaging, but quite a bit of messages just thrown out there. Hey man, big fan, would love to have you on the show, whatever. Haven't gotten a response yet. We'll see. Daniel Sand, hello amigo, what's up, man? Says, no, I don't expect to win a jersey. I apologize. Yes, I got a comment here from Frank from Philly. Said, the code for the 20% off of StubHub, it's actually SeatGeek, but no worries. So it is, here, I'll throw out the link. It's just Philly, by the way. So it's easy. But there's the link that you can go to. You go directly through that one, or I think you can if you're just on the general SeatGeek site and use the code Philly. It should work that way too. But 20% off your first order. I don't think it works for like every single time, but if it's your first time using SeatGeek, then it should be. Which, by the way, we're trying to re-up that during the season, so we might get some more ticket giveaways there. Trent, appreciate it. Says everyone liked the video. We'll take all the likes we can get. DKT asking, who do I think most likely to get an interview with that's established? That's a good question too. I guess to what extent are we talking about with someone being established? But I would feel like it's possible for probably. I mean, Slay. I know Slay's done a couple, right? Like Philly Mike had him on there. Slay's mentioned he's done a couple. He's been open to it, so probably say Slay. But yes, back to the Nolan topic of lifting, looking different, putting on the weight. Talking about that earlier, but very excited about his potential. How about Jordan Davis too? Remember we were mentioning that earlier. I'm gonna go for maybe 10 more minutes or so, by the way, and then I'll cut it. We are good. I've double checked that we're good on time. But Anthony, let's go, bro. The 20 bomb said your thoughts on our safety situation. If Sydney is ready day one, do our numbers at corner go up or down? Yeah, I think he will be, which is kind of surprising initially. But from the recent reports and what he was saying, and the fact that he's attacking that rehab and everything else, I would assume that Sydney Brown's going to be good to go for day one. It feels like you do need another depth addition somewhere, even if it's a guy that is going to be more of a backup situation. We'll see. But I do think that, yes, I think Sydney Brown will be good to go. Backing up Reed, backing up CJ. And then question from, do our numbers at corner go up or down? This is where I kind of go back and forth. It feels like you have to at least keep 7. Would you keep more than that? Feel crazy to keep 8. But the depth and after last season, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck at 7 right now. Feels like you would do that. Do you only keep... It'd be strange to have only 3 safeties on the roster, but as of right now, you look at the group and you could probably just make do with your 4th safety as a practice squad elevation, since you got 3 of those throughout the season to use per player. And maybe you have Mekhi Garner that you just keep there, and you're like, all right, we'll move him up a little bit. I don't know. Whatever you can do to get as many corners as possible, because there's going to, without a doubt in my mind, there's going to be at least 2 or 3 guys that as soon as you cut them, they're going to get claimed. You'll have multiple claims on the waivers for Eagles corners, which is insane to say, knowing or seeing what our secondary was, 6 months ago or whatever. But drastic changes, very different, and you have that depth. So I would say 7. That's where I'm leaning towards. Justin, appreciate the 10, man. Said, can't wait to see how Vic uses Smith, Huff, and Hunt, since they all are decent in coverage. I think he can really confuse some offenses with who drops in coverage and who's rushing. Yeah, that'll be really... You talk about those guys, the athleticism and that ability. You can even throw in, Zach Baun, right? Like he's going to play some linebacker. Fangio likes him too much right now for what he's using him in the defense to not use him somewhere on the field. If he starts, I understand some people don't think that he's a starting linebacker. He won't start. I'm of the mindset that probably leaning towards more than 50% chance that he is the starter. Now we're very early, long ways to go. But if he does, he has that versatile ability of he can play linebacker, he can rush the passer, you can blitz him, you could even move him to the edge for a play, surprise the defense, all of a sudden you have a different look. And then to your point too, yes, Nolan Smith, Bryce Huff. I don't know if Jalix Hunt, we've talked about it a little bit, but I don't know if Jalix Hunt will see many snaps just with him only playing, 2 years in college on the D-line. But Josh Sweat, I don't really love a lot of guys, dropping into coverage too much, but certainly Josh Sweat to me looked out of place, but he should be more comfortable. Like, Fangio's going to drill it. He'll make sure that they understand it, be in better positions, how to react, what to do in those situations. So it'll be better. But I'm with you. Yes, just as many athletes, as many versatile playmakers that you can have on the field. And then Fangio does. He likes to rotate, move things around, keep the offenses guessing. We didn't see any of that because, 49ers for sure had the blueprint. And then after that, it was awful. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to how Fangio utilizes the players, maximizes that athleticism, because the team for sure, I mean, we talk about they get younger on the defense, but they get younger, more athletic, faster. You got a little bit more size too in some positions. It should be drastically different. And again, we bring up like Jordan Davis. We talk about athleticism. He's well, see, there you go. There's comments already, and I missed that, but yeah, no worries. I got the. Yeah, I saw the autofill. Yeah, 340 to 350, somewhere like that for Jordan Davis. Jason says Davis looks like he went to work. Apparently he has. Been getting in the box drills and everything else. Nolan hyping him up too. I'd love to see the Philly dogs, hyping each other up. But yeah, this is the right coach for these guys. You get the right mindset. You pushing them. I think it's going to be a fantastic year for a lot of guys. If Jordan Davis can stay healthy, if he stays in his condition shape, or maybe even, gets in better shape, I mean, the sky's the limit. To me, like Jordan Davis, I wouldn't say this like individually, but because of what he can provide or how he makes life easier for players, he's the wild card. If he is healthy, if he's conditioned and able to stay on the field and play a decent amount of snaps, it totally changes the game. Now, you're not asking him to rush the passer and say, oh man, JD, get us, 7 sacks, get us 5 sacks even. Like, he's probably not going to do that. If he does, fantastic. But you just want him there to be a little bit of a threat to where the defense can't say, oh, we don't have to worry about you at all because you're out of shape. You can't really get much of a push. You can't do anything. Even in the run game, maybe he starts falling off a little bit. Who knows? But if he's healthy and he is conditioned, it makes life easier for Jalen Carter. And Jalen Carter can be that game wrecker as long as you keep him, relatively clean. Like, you're not just allowing the offense to say, well, we can double team him every single play because we don't have to worry about these other guys. So, to me, the wild card is Jordan Davis. You could throw right up there, like if that's 1A, 1B, you need production. You need pressures from Sweat. You need production and pressures from Bryce Huff, because if they get those early and the defenses start going, oh, wait a second, we got to block those guys. Like, we got to help. There's some double teams or some chips or whatever. And then all of a sudden, that means that Jalen Carter gets a few one-on-ones. It's going to be night and day difference. Pass rush will be good. Creating pressure. The secondary will cover a little better, at least, than it was last season. And you got guys who actually will cover over the middle and shaking things up, kind of keep the offense guessing. So that's where I'm at. That's the reason that I'm believing in it. G-Money saying the scheme is going to be crazy. Dub G believes Big Davis is going to do more than plug the run this year. Becoming a will fork. There you go. Trent, appreciate it, man. Said you head out to the beach tomorrow. Enjoy. Should be good. Justin, that's a fair point. Yes. Sweat's pick 6 against Dak. That is true. He didn't really... Great play. Incredible play. Loved it. It was fantastic. I hate that we lost that game, too. That was just... whatever. But I think that difference of like, because he was pretty close to the line. If I remember correctly, he was pretty close to the line, and Dak rolls out to his left and whatever, kind of off balance, whatever. I mean, it was a good play, but it's a little bit different to me. Whereas like if you're asking Sweat to literally drop 5 yards, 7 yards off the line of scrimmage, that's where I'm kind of like, man, he just doesn't look like he's super, I don't know, super comfortable in that position. Not that a lot of the guys were, but anyway. All right, let's do this. Let's give away the A.J. Brown jersey. I'm going to spin the wheel for this thing, so let me get it set up real quick, and then I got to jump off here in just a second, but let me make sure and get this set up so that we have it good to go, and I will post this, as always. I'll post this on the community page for the winner. You do not have to be present to win for this one. You were for the others, but this person will have 1 week to claim the prize. Hopefully you're on the stream. That'd be great. But if not, I'll post it. I will reach out to you. I will message you. And then you'll have 1 week to claim. And if you don't claim it, then we'll go ahead and do a similar thing like this on a live stream. We'll do a trivia question or whatever. And then someone will actually get those. That's true. G-Money talking about Sub-Zero. His videos were fantastic. Let's just say that. The behind the scenes, calling the... What did he call it? He called the pretzel a breadstick, I think, too. His personality is pretty hilarious. Ebanda, good stream. Hope the recent tornadoes didn't hit y'all like us. Oh, man. No, it barely missed us, thankfully. Hopefully y'all are all right. Like, was it, like, actually hit y'all or like, close in your area? I mean, hopefully everyone's okay. I know it's been kind of all over the place. Irvin saying you're tripping and pick six as a D isn't normal. Give credit. Bro, I'm giving credit. It's not, I'm saying it is a good play. Or are you talking to somebody else? I'm just making sure. Sorry, that may have been intended for someone else in the comments, but I felt like I gave him credit. It's just I don't think that he's confident whenever you drop him way back into coverage. Anyway, all right, we got 1,300 comments here for the A.J. Brown. Shake Mania said Sub-Zero's content's better than the Eagles' social media team. It seems like a decent amount, yes. Oh my gosh, and I'm so sorry to hear that. Parents lost their home, Temple Belton area, insurance giving us a runaround. Oh my gosh. Well, I'd say definitely prayers. That's terrible. Wow. I did see some of the pictures in Temple. My brother's in Waco, so prayers to you guys. Hopefully insurance is, I don't know, insurance is insurance, but that is terrible. Well, maybe if you, this is very, very minuscule. So again, I try to as much put things into perspective, as possible. So, you know, it's just a jersey giveaway, nothing crazy, but this is why I try to give back to as many people as possible. So we're going to do the jersey giveaway though. Everyone who entered into the A.J. Brown gets a chance. And like I say, I'll spin this here, comment on the page, and whoever it is, hopefully it's someone on the stream. That'd be easier. All right, here we go. Good luck to everybody. And out of 1,300, a little over 1,300, it is, look at that. It's just a Josh Knight. I didn't, this is, you know, didn't plan this thing here. Oh, I still got the DKT comment up. There you go. Josh Marin, I believe is how I say that. I know this feels like preferential treatment. I promise you this is not a plant. This is, even though you could see the comment there, it says, AJ, love your channel, man. Also great name with a like thumbs up. And yes, it's a random spinner. I promise. Just because he's got Josh, don't everyone start changing your username to Josh, because I promise you, it does not help to win that giveaway. But congrats. Congrats to Josh Marin. Is fitness for you. I knew it was going to take time. This is rigged. And there's Jason. There's going to be a million of these now. Josh, hit me up, man. You got a great name. You got 1 week to claim the AJ jersey. If you don't, this stream is scripted. There you go. That's maybe the best one so far. If you believe in such a thing, right? So is the NFL scripted? No, we don't need to open up that can of worms. But yes, hit me up, the Philly Special Show at gmail.com. I'll post this to community page also. If you're not watching, I'm going to comment here in a second as well, so you'll have as many chances as possible for me to communicate with you and let you know you won. But hit me up. You got 1 week. If not, then, we'll give it away to another Josh. No, I'm kidding. Everyone relax on the stream so far. We will do another live stream, so people that are actually on the live stream will get a chance. If he does not claim in a week, so next Friday, stay tuned, maybe. Justin says, one of these days I'll win, but not today. The odds say that eventually, yes. I mean, we're going to just continue to do as many giveaways as possible. Jerseys, ticket giveaways. We're going to give away another sign here, probably during training camp would be my guess. That's my thought. So we'll see. G-Money says, don't slack, Josh. Although Doug did on the tickets. Unfortunately, poor Doug is going to find out one of these days. Whether someone tells him or he watches an older video and then all of a sudden he's like, are you kidding me? Did I actually win that? And he's going to realize that he missed out on the tickets. But it's how I do all the giveaways. Like I mentioned, you have 1 week to claim the prize. If you don't get it, then we respin. But there you go. Yeah, like Fitness Warrior. Just change your name to Josh. Sure. That's seems really honest on that side. That's fantastic. Is Fitness Josh 0. I'm going to start seeing like 150 Joshes is what it is. Justin Romaine, when is or was the ticket giveaway? Yeah, we did that earlier, like the start of the stream, unfortunately. It was a trivia deal, so... Carrie Groves says, did I literally get on the very moment you announced the winner? I did. That was for the A.J. Brown jersey. The Eagles ticket and the Devontae Smith softball deal was a different story. It was via the trivia. So we'll do more of those. But unfortunately, Jamar saying Doug's going to cry. If he finds it, he will. Jason, appreciate that. Says, thanks for hard work. Love your channel. It really means a lot. Seriously, you guys are the best. That's why we do as many of these as I possibly physically can, and getting the wife's approval on those, because sometimes, we do a lot of these. Trent Josh. Yes, we're gonna have a million of these Joshes all of a sudden. But yeah, I gotta hop off now. So appreciate you guys. This was fun as always. Friday night hangout. Usually a little bit longer than this, but got to cut it short tonight. So you guys are the best. Have an awesome weekend. More content to come. Hopefully tomorrow a video. If not, at the latest, it'll be Sunday mid-morning sometime. So stay tuned for that. Be on the lookout. But as always, you'll have a great weekend. And you know what it is. Go Birds.